Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAHAWADASH, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and the sincere Shalom to the icon that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. This is going to be an extremely quick video. I was looking at the intro of this video here put up by Holy Bible Defenders or Elder Karatazaba here, head, Baltimore camp right here. Um, so, yeah. Jamal Bryant, this guy, says, it takes a, he was going in on about the men and the women, and it takes a real man to support a real woman, and this, that, and the other. Men are insecure of scared, and scared of independent woman and educated. He said, it takes a real man is not afraid of or it intimidated, and we're going to get that word intimidated, man. Okay, he said, it's the average thing we hear. When a man doesn't feel like dealing with the woman, they'll say that he's intimidated, right? Um, but when a woman doesn't feel like dealing with a man, they will never say that she's intimidated. They'll just say, okay, well, you can find somebody else, and it could be for the same exact reason. Right? You can just find somebody else. So, you know, um, I'm not understanding what happened with my choice. Everybody keeps talking about I got a choice to do this, I got a choice to do that. Now, if I don't feel like dealing with a certain woman, I shouldn't be, ridiculed for being insecure and being intimidated because I don't feel like dealing with a certain person, whether it be a man or woman, right? But what happened to the equality? What happened to my body, my choice? That goes to men too. That should go to men too. It's my mental health. It's my choice, right? But we're going to get that in a second. He says a real man is not intimidated by the educated woman, the articulate woman, and a woman that's anointed to lead. I think that's what he said, anointed to lead. um, we're gonna get that scripture in a minute, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this word intimidate, intimidate. Okay, it says to frighten, to make afraid. Okay, because you got intimid, like timid, easily frightened, right? Let's get this word real quick. Um, yep. You see timid, easily frightened, shy. Okay, fearful, afraid, cowardly. Okay, to fear. Um, so it says to frighten, to make afraid. Let's go to frighten. Okay, strike, fear, terrify. See down. You see down here. It says fear, dread. Okay, dread, trembling. Okay, trembling, horrible sight, horrible sight. Another word we saw here was fear. Okay, we have fear here. Okay, it says calamity. Okay, calamity, like calamitous, calamity. Okay, sudden danger. Okay, sense of a state of being afraid, uneasiness caused by possible danger. So, so the reason I got all these words is to give you a better understanding of what intimidate is. If any of anything, the men that are willing to actually stand up and say, look, I don't have to deal with this. I'm not going to sit up here and deal with this. It's actually the complete opposite. Jamal Bryant and all these other guys that are like him, and all those people that are in the crowd cheering for him, they are the actual ones. If you notice, they're the ones that are intimidated. Think about it like this: if like if you got a dude that's hey, look, I'm not for the BS. I don't care, man, woman, I don't care. I'm not for the BS. And a woman raise her voice up at him. You don't have to argue with her, but he's going to be like, look, number one, you're not going to talk to me that way. You're not going to talk to me that way. You're going to talk to me like an actual person, a human being, and number two, you're a woman. You understand? As me as a man, I can hurt you. You need to stop. Okay? You need to stop. That is the complete opposite of intimidation. You simps that says it takes a real man to support a real woman. Let me tell you something, man. Up in them churches, there is not one real man. Up in those churches, there is not one real woman. So here's the thing. You simps, and when a woman raise her voice up at you, what do y'all do? Most 99% of y'all, of men that I see in these stores, and their women start yelling and screaming at them and stuff like that, they're the ones that put their head down. All right, man, you know how women are. All right, man. You know, she's just a girl. You know, she's just a woman. You know what I'm saying? You know how women are. They get emotional, man. You know, happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. I gotta make sure she's happy. Does that sound like intimidation to you? So when a man says, I'm not going nowhere near that, because the reason I got this, let's go to when you go to being intimidated, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with being intimidated. That's why I went into these words. When you are afraid, let's get it again. It says we said intimidate, right? Frightened. It says afraid, trembling, dread. When you're dreading, okay? That's why I love looking up words. We know what they mean, but you know, you get a different understanding when you look up words. You get dreading, okay? Trembling, horrible sight. These women and men are an absolute horrible sight. When you are afraid of something, this is something that you do. You stay away from it. When you fear something to unrighteously, when you fear something pretty much, you kind of, it says uneasiness caused by possible danger. A lot of times you absolutely do not want to be caught up in these women's lives. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I'm not putting myself through anything like that, but I'm one of those, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm one of those men that if I got up on those panels, they'll say, oh, you're intimidated. Why don't you want to deal with them? You're just intimidated. No, I'm avoiding trouble. So I'm afraid of avoiding trouble. I'm afraid because I'm avoiding trouble. Right? Child support is not is one thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you read Proverbs 9 and 13, a foolish woman is clamorous. She's loud. Loud women get men killed. Loud women get men jammed up. Loud women get a lot of men hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? That child support is just one thing. That's whatever. But when it comes to your mental health, and the next thing you know, you snap, and then all of a sudden you got it, your face is plastered all over the news because you going to work, you coming back, and now you know this woman, she's a brawling woman. You know what I'm saying? And you're so cowardly, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You caught up in this trap, right? And you're so cowardly that you don't want to offend her, right? Eventually, you're going to snap. Okay, and the next thing you know, your face is going to be the one plastered all over, right? Saying that, oh, he killed his wife. He killed his wife because these women are nothing but trouble. These women are nothing but trouble. Again, your definition of a real man and your definition of a real woman is completely off. The real men and a real woman, to Pastor Jamal Bryant, man, this is the problem with these people picking up the Bible. The real woman is the one that's trying to do the will of God. That's the real woman. Those are the sisters. We are not concerned with these hoes out here, because that's what they are. We are concerned with the brothers and the sisters. And the part of being a sister is a very silent and a loving woman. No, these people out here, all these women in these churches, guarantee you, you tell them, look, you need to learn the silence in your church, in your from your husband. They all going to have a problem. They all going to have a problem. You know, a woman is supposed to keep silent. They all going to have a problem. That is not a real woman. That is not a real woman. A man, I need to support. I need to, you need to support the woman. Sure, if she's a woman. If she's not trying to be equal to me, fine. Fine. That's fine. But if she's trying to be equal to me, no. We not having that. We need order here. We need order here. That's why so much adultery in those churches. You know. Um, so here's the thing, man. Okay, we want to get Ecclesiastes 7. Because another thing he said was um man, it slipped me. Oh, a real man is not afraid of an educated woman, an articulate woman. Okay, that's the problem. They're not educated. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. He's a pastor. That's crazy. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. That's the problem. They're not educated. That's why I don't want to be around them, because they're not educated. They think they are because they learned something, their jobs, they got these big careers or whatever. Fine, you can have your career. We don't care about that. But you're not going to use that against me, right? That's when we have a problem. That's when I'm getting rid of you. Okay? That's when I'm getting. You're not going to use that against me. But you know what? They'll say, "Hey, you're intimidated." How? That's the complete opposite of a person that's actually willing to step up. That's not intimidation. Intimidation is what y'all do. Happy wife, happy life. I can't say that. I can't say that. Look, I can't worry about what goes on at home. I just go to work, come back, and she yells, she fusses, but she runs the house. I can't say nothing. She has the right over the jail. I can't say nothing. That's intimidation. Y'all the ones that's afraid. You sitting up there on that panel talking about, well, you intimidation. What you doing up there on that panel is purely intimidation, because you are afraid of women. That's the thing. 99% of men out here are afraid of women. That's just what it is. Anyway, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 25. Watch this. I applied mine heart to know, and to search, and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. So that's what we try to do, man. We try to seek out wisdom, okay, and the reason of things, right? Search and seek out wisdom and the reason of things. That's what we do. We seek wisdom. We talk about women. We deal with wise women. We don't deal with women out here, man. These women, you can't even consider them a woman, because there's a definition of being a man and a woman. These males and females out here, that's what they get, man. They're just biologically males and biologically females. But they are by no means men and women. Absolutely not, man. Right? A woman would be like, what are you doing? I'm sitting here talking. What you doing getting involved here? I'm talking. I'm handling it. You can go, but I'm gonna finish talking. We're not gonna go because you told me to go. Now, in some cases, some very, 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 very rare cases, if things really, 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 really gets like out of hand, fine. The woman say, "Oh, look, it's probably, whisper to him, look, it's probably best we go. It's starting to get a little crazy." Fine, that's fine. But the way that happens, especially when Jake is learning and stuff like that, the woman, and then we say something, the woman, then he go, I gotta go. The wife is, it's just like, bro, you're intimidated by her. You do what she tells you to do. She orders you around. That's intimidation. I'm not understanding what the definition of intimidation is to these people. But again, like I said, the men that say, look, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't got the time. I got too much stuff. I got too much stuff in my hands. I'm not dealing with it. Somebody's actually willing to step up and say that. Don't sound like intimidation to me. That sounds like complete opposite. I don't get it. Anyway, verse 26. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart, right, is snares and nets. That is why. So if you want to say intimidated, and insecure, insecurity, you should honestly, you should be insecure pretty much about everything in this society, because insecurity actually helps you be more vigilant. If you feel your bank account is secure and it's safe and stuff like that, and the next thing you know, you wake up. You know what I'm saying? You wake up and it's zeroed out. You had a three G's, and then next thing you know, it's zeroed out because you had too much faith in something that was insecure. Relationships, hate to break it to you, are absolutely insecure. That's one of the most insecure things on this planet right now, because nothing is insecure, especially right now. We're surrounded by wickedness and demons and stuff like that. You should be insecure, because if you have too much, you want to you want to messed up. The only thing that's not insecure is this word, and you still gotta pray, because even to a degree, even that's insecure, because the Lord can take it away from you. That's why you gotta stay prayed up. So there's nothing wrong with being insecure. I don't know why people always have an issue with being so-called being insecure. There's nothing wrong with that. Insecurity keeps you 3 steps ahead. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Anyway, so these women's hearts are full of snares and nets. Most of the time, they're out to get you. That's just what it is. Hate to break it to you. That's just what it is. We got brothers in the truth that we see with these women. It's just like, and that's why it's important to have elders. You know what I'm saying? You have elders tell these men with these wives, look, man, do this, do that. Look, do this, do that. And Jake don't listen, because they thought, well, she's in the truth. She knows she's an Israelite. Don't mean anything, man. It doesn't mean anything. Again, we are surrounded by unrighteousness and infirmities. Please remember that, man. Okay? Everybody talk about intimidation, being afraid of something. When you're afraid of something, you try your best to stay away from it. You try your best to stay away from snares. People are afraid of snares. Okay? People are intimidated by snares. People are intimidated by nets. You know what I'm saying? It's traps. People are intimidated by traps. That's what this is. Right? That's what it is. There's nothing wrong with being intimidated. Nothing wrong with that. Again, you got to look at words. You got to look at words. Insecure this, insecure that. Come on, man. Come on, man. and mind you, the woman is never insecure. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the things they do shows that they insecure. Number one, wearing these damn spandies all the time, and don't do a bit of working out. Wearing everything just tight, gotta show everything. You know what I'm saying? Now they're getting BBLs and stuff like that. It's just like, doesn't that show an insecurity of women? But you men would never say, nah, she's not insecure. It's her body, it's her choice. So why is it not my body and not my choice? Why do I have to be called insecure? Why do I have to be called called intimidated by women because I say certain things? Why is that? You got Obama sitting up there, yeah, you black men, I think y'all just afraid of a woman leading. There have been women in high positions in America for such a long time. When in the world did y'all even hear of any Jake complaining about that? and El Kamala, she's up, and then all of a sudden you got Jamal Bryant. You know what I'm saying? You got Obama talking all this madness. Shouldn't I have the right to vote for who I want to vote for? That is the foolishness of this world, man. That is the foolishness of this world. That's why I say anybody that's so-called educated in this world, these women claim to be educated. You're not educated. You know what I'm saying? You're not educated. You could claim to be educated, but you're not educated. Do you know what woman, you being a woman, do you know what you're supposed to do? And when we tell them that what a woman is actually supposed to do, they have a problem, which means they're not educated. You got all this stuff. You got all these careers. You got all these big cars. You got all these big houses, and you don't even know what it means to be a woman. That says a lot. Men too. You know what I'm saying? Men got this going on. They got that going on. But do you know what it means to actually be a man? You know what I'm saying? You're not educated. You're not educated. That's the problem. That's what I want to stay away from. I want to stay away from an uneducated woman. I want to stay away from an unarticulate woman. That woman that's not articulate. I want to stay away from that. Because the educated women are the sisters. The articulate women are the sisters. And these women out here are not women. Women are sisters. Jake, man. Sheesh. It says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares. Again, something you want to stay away from. And nets, something you want to stay away from. And it says, and her hands as bands, something you want to stay away from. Chains, like rope to tie you down. Okay? Something you want to stay away from. This is what it is. It's called being smart. It's not really called being intimidated. It's called being smart. Kind of like how people have a problem with, in horror movies when somebody goes to investigate. Oh, they hear a noise. Oh, let's go investigate. Or even in real life, Salaki, in real life, they hear a noise. Oh, let's go investigate it. Instead, you weren't intimidated enough. You would call yourself brave. Let's brave it out. Instead of avoiding the trouble, let's brave it out. Right? Same situation. It says, whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her. You hear that? Did you hear that? It says, whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her. But the sinner shall be taken by her. Yeah, the sinner. Yeah, I'm brave. I'm not afraid of no woman. I'm not intimidated by a real woman. You know what I'm saying? I support the sisters. I support this queen and I support that queen. Yeah, I support all sisters, but yet you the one being jammed up. Why are you on child support? What's the reason behind that? Right? Why is this woman claiming you cheating on her? Because in Christian doctrine, you can only have one wife. So why is he like the elder played in the video? Why is these men that talk about support the queen, support the sisters? Why are they the ones always being caught cheating? Why are they the ones always being caught on child support? Why are they the ones, always being caught in domestic violence? I thought it was all about the woman, but yet number one, then now you beating on a woman? Sheesh. Most of the singers, that talk that simp stuff, that queen stuff, and I give you all my bank accounts and stuff like that. They be the ones that's being caught in the domestic violence cases. They be the ones, man. What's going on? That doesn't ring a bell to y'all? You know what I'm saying? All these simps. This is like how many wives you had, man? You talking all this queen stuff, man. How many girlfriends you had, man? How many wives you had? How many wives you been through, man? How many times you been married? Since you want to come up here and talk all that queen stuff. You know what I'm saying? Talk all that woman worship stuff. How many women you been through, man? You know what I'm saying? How many women you seeing right now? Because most of these simps, they be lying. How many women you seeing right now, man? Whose wife are you messing with? I could go on and on with these questions. What's going on, man? and you feeble, dumb women that get caught up with that, that's on y'all. Okay? But guess what? The so-called intimidated ones, right? The so-called intimidated ones are escaping that crap, man. It's like, no, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. Nah, you won't. Nah. You take that education, so-called education you got, and take it somewhere else, man. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. You don't even know the basics of being a woman. You're not educated. You're not. That's the problem. We don't want to be around uneducated women. Because these so-called educated women are loud or clamorous. They don't know anything. Let's get that real quick. I know it's mostly rambling in this video, but some videos is like that. Okay. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. It says, A foolish woman is clamorous. And we looked up that word clamorous a couple, was it last, I think it was yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe the day before. It was yesterday. It was the day before. Yesterday I did a video on the new covenant thing, right? Um, anyway, it says a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Yeah, a foolish woman is loud. You know what I'm saying? She's angry. She don't know. She doesn't know anything. Okay. It says she is simple and knoweth nothing. This literally just described 99.9% of these women that claim to be educated. They don't know anything. You ask them simple questions and they fold. You know what I'm saying? On these little podcast things, that I see sometimes. I don't really like looking at them either because the men are full of crap there too, right? But because it's the majority of this reason as to why these women are how they are is because of men. You know what I'm saying? They're queens. They're educated because of men. And now all of a sudden, now it's getting a little ridiculous. Now all these podcasts want to pop up. I'm like, y'all did it. You see an unusually large BBL, and it's just like, well, it was y'all. It was you men. You did it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's too much now. It been too much. But when we said something about it, why are you shaming her? Why are you sexualizing her? Now it's too much. Come on, man. Y'all guys, man, y'all gotta get real, man. Y'all, you women, whoever, man, y'all gotta get real. You know what I'm saying? So it says a foolish woman is clamorous. Let's get this word clamorous again. Okay, it says to growl, to roar, be loud, boisterous, turbulent. Anything that you hear that's turbulent, you want to avoid. Again, when you're afraid of something, what do? You avoid it. But also, there's another thing too. When you're afraid of something, you worship it. Intimidations. You see how that thing? You see how that word can go both ways. So when you're afraid of something, you worship it. These guys, they get married, they get down on their knees for their woman. When you bow down to something, you worship that, which means you worship that woman, which means you are afraid of that woman. You would do whatever she tells you to do. I don't care how she talks to you. You would do whatever she tells you to do. And that dude, Jamal Bryant, we understand he's set up, but he's an old head. You know what I'm saying? He's an old head. We got an old head across the street that talks the same way. These old fools are going to be your destruction. Are going to be your destruction because they teach the young generation that same crap. But it's the young generation that's actually waking up to at least that part to a degree. You still got a lot of them as like, nah, man. That's my queen, man. You still got a lot of them that like that, but where did they get that from? They got it from an old generation. They got it from an old head telling them that garbage. Number one, if you love your woman, look up that word queen. If you love your woman, you absolutely would not call her a queen. You would not call her a queen. That's not a good word. You know what I'm saying? If you wouldn't know any better, if you love your woman, don't call her no queen. Look up that word, look up where it comes from, and look up what it actually means, man. But you can tell Jake to look something up, and they may, but they don't care. They ain't gonna care. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got on this, man. I have no idea what the title is going to be, but I think we always think of something. Don't be fooled by just people for newcomers. Obviously, don't be fooled by guys like this, man. Anointed to lead. No woman was anointed to lead. Okay, like come on, man. They're all helpmeets. That's what they're made to do. They're made to help, and if they got to do certain things to help, then that's what they're going to do. He mentioned Esther. I don't know why in the world he mentioned Esther. That was just dumb. I thought he was going to mention somebody like, I don't know, Judith, maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. You mentioned Esther. Of all people. Mm. Read the story again. Read the story. See, you see how they take all the credit away from the men. You know what I'm saying? Mordecai was the main part into that. What did Esther do? She had to sleep with the king. To do what? To help Mordecai. Easy. So easy. That's all I got on this, man. Giving all praise, honor, glory to you, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Shalom.